Um, Good morning, or should I say good afternoon? It's just past 2 in the afternoon on a Sunday, and I did a couple of I tried a couple of whiskeys yesterday. I tried the Canadian 95-year anniversary for British Columbia liquor stores, which I'm sure was from the Highwood Distillery in Alberta. I also tried a Springbank 15, which was fabulous. I think I spent 20 minutes talking about that whiskey in a video. And after I finished that, it wasn't long before I went blissfully to sleep, and I slept a good, 10 hours at least. I slept so good. I had a couple of disturbing dreams, but I slept really well. I think those dreams were cautionary, where you find yourself in a position or you find yourself in a situation in a dream where you do something that has really deleterious effects on the situation. Basically, in this dream, I said something that pissed off my mother, and she wouldn't talk to me, which is just bizarre because I would never say something that would piss off my mother, and she would never not talk to me. So that was kind of a funny, humorous thing. And then when you wake up from a dream like that, you go, "Oh wow, things are okay. I didn't really mess up that badly, and things are okay." Um, Today, I am going to try something that that is a good friend of mine likes a lot. It's Dave Nicholson, who lives in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, and he kept mentioning, and he even tried this on camera. This is the Devil's Cut from I think it's Jim Beam. Bourbon's Sinister Side. Bourbon's Sinister Side. Okay. As bourbon, it says something about the angel share, which is the part of the alcohol that evaporates from the barrel. And then, but this is so badly, it's black, little black writing, narrow black writing, and it's a wood grain finish on here. So it's hard to read. At least with these glasses. I need my reading glasses to do that. But I'm not going to get up and get them. Anyway, basically it says that, this is from Jim Beam. It's at 45% alcohol by volume at 750 milliliters. And apparently what happens is there is still some whiskey left soaking in the wood of the staves of the barrel after the barrel has been emptied. And that whiskey that is soaking in the wood is apparently this. And they claim to have figured out a way how to get that whiskey out of the wood. So it's going to be interesting to see what it tastes like. I'd really love to know what their process is, first of all. Do they heat up the wood and let the whiskey bubble out and catch it somehow? Do they just take a bunch of old wood staves and distill them? And I'm imagining that this is going to taste very woody. And apart from that, I don't know much about it. It has a nice dark color. But first of all, I'm going to open it and pour it and see what your twisty metal cap. Kind of standard practice. Oh, wait a minute. There's something left in here. That's also a Jim Beam. That was the entry-level Jim Beam, 40% alcohol by volume. So that's what we use to wash out the glass. And this is kind of a continuation along the same theme. much of the same stuff, or the stuff coming from the same source, effectively. While I stumble over what I'm saying a little more, I will just coat the sides of the glass with this new stuff, the Devil's Cut, and give it a nose. Yeah, I'm getting oaky, woody scents. I'm getting some of that typical bourbon cherry, that cherry tree, that cherry note. A little bit of a rye bite, that little tint of that little bit of mint that you get from rye. Here comes the caramel. Caramel and vanilla, quite a bit of it. Yes, caramel and vanilla, a bit of rye. There's no age statement on this. There's not much information on it. It just says that it's the whiskey that was in the wood after the barrel is emptied. Okay. Yeah, once again, some of that rye, some cherry, caramel, vanilla, quite a bit of vanilla. I could sniff that vanilla all day long. Let's try one nostril. I'm getting vanilla. And for the stereo effect, try the other side. Yeah, vanilla and some of that rye, pepper, spearmint, minty rye note. Okay, let's go for the taste. Oh yeah. Butterscotch toffee and caramel on the sides, rye on the tip of the tongue. In the middle and to the back, I'm getting a lot of vanilla. There's a little bit of alcohol sting too, which is something that usually doesn't bother me. Try again. Yeah, loaded down with vanilla. It's almost like the vanilla you get from vanilla ice cream that's floating in a Coke float. A lot of vanilla, lots, along with some of that rye, and on the sides once again, the caramel, butterscotch, toffee, and there's a strength to it. The 45% alcohol by volume definitely carries the flavors. Oh yeah, so most of that, usually I taste more butterscotch and caramel than I do vanilla. But in this case, I taste more vanilla than butterscotch or caramel. And yeah, there's still some rye in there. It's quite nice. Quite nice. The rye and the caramel sort of like play it, not caramel, but the rye and the vanilla play a kind of a duet on the tip and towards the center and going back. The aftertaste is mostly the sting of the rye, but there's still some vanilla that lingers on. The caramel and that kind of thing has sort of like moved aside, and I'm getting mostly vanilla and rye. A little bit astringent too, a little dry. It's like my mouth has been coated with sawdust. There's that sawdust in the aftertaste. Yeah, somewhat astringent, somewhat dry, and yeah, it's like I've been chewing on on a a very like a centimeter thick toothpick for the last half hour. It's just that taste of wood in my mouth now. The rye and the caramel have gone aside. They have disappeared. I'm just getting the dryness, and it's like chewing on a big toothpick. Wood, 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 wood. I kind of expected a lot of wood influence, but I didn't expect it exactly to show up so much on the aftertaste as it does. But what you get before the aftertaste is quite a lot of flavor, which is very, very fine. Let's see what happens if we add just a little bit of water. That was more than just a tiny little bit, but we probably brought it down below 40% alcohol by volume. But hopefully I didn't drown it. That's the trouble with not having like an eyedropper and trying to pour measured amounts out of a big fat glass like this. It doesn't work very well. I should clean up my act one of these years. Okay, I don't usually add water. I think it's fine without. But there's one of those fruit flies flying around here again. It's right by the screen now. And then it comes back to, there's two of them. There's one by the screen and there was one by my head. I think I should throw away the apple cores more often. This is like a rye almost. There's a strong rye bread kind of rye note with the water added. I'm getting once again vanilla, but I'm not getting as much of that sting from the alcohol. A lot of vanilla. Yeah, some caramel and some rye, but mostly vanilla still. Let's taste it. Very nice. A lot of vanilla with a bit of cherry. Not so much rye, just a lot of vanilla. The caramel and butterscotch is just about gone, completely gone. I'm getting vanilla and some rye. And the aftertaste, once again, like chewing on a centimeter wide oak toothpick. That's mostly what I got left in my mouth is wood. Wood aftertaste. Quite nice. It's an enjoyable experience. I am quite impressed. I have had Jim Beam many years in the past. Excuse me. I didn't like it so much, but this is definitely a nice whiskey. It's a lot bolder than their standard kind of um, expression, but it's very nice. Yeah, the Jim Beam's Devil Cut. Yeah, Dave Nicholson, you were right. Cheers.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Yeah.